congratulations on producing and making this movie, Forgotten Island, which features a lot of Filipino talents and Filipino culture. What made you inspired you to produce and make this movie?
Um, yeah, well, one thing was the culture itself that we have experience with. Me being Filipino American.
My wife is Filipino, and had a lot of really good friends growing up that were Filipino. So
So it was a world, that we wanted to celebrate. Especially through our families. It was like it really is a love letter to the culture and the families, and that being kind of like the the setting, and then the theme of friendship being inspired by our friendship, and then the connections of our loved ones. That was definitely the kind of the beating heart of this.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this is the first time I believe that a major studio has produced something like this.
Hmm.
Can you talk about the significance of this movie?
Oh, it's huge, right? Because we talk about like just seeing stories where the characters look like you, or you see um, things about like the movie that you see in your life, right? Where in our movie we have like a big Filipino party with karaoke and food, and not only is that like specific to our families and growing up, but surprise, many other cultures also have big family parties and celebrate your loved ones. So it's interesting that like these there's like these differences that people see, but Joe and I always like to come from like, well, what are the things that unite us? And more often than not, they're pretty easy to find, you know.
And this is your collaboration again for so many
Mhm.
times. So
Mhm.
talk about your collaboration. Do you have a shorthand already?
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think that's what because we even before we started directing together, we were storyboard artists going back to the Kung Fu Panda movies, and so we would always do things to just make each other laugh, writing stuff into the movies we'd work on, and so there is this kind of shorthand that we have with each other where um, that very from the very beginning on this movie, the style, the look of it, um, the tone, how it goes, it's very funny, and then goes to very emotional and is one of the things that we never had to say. This is what we're gonna do. It just organically comes from our friendship and from how
Mhm.
we work with each other, and it's been really cool to see how bringing on the cast, how it's been a continuation of evolving that.
Mhm.
And talk about the cast. How did you gather all these talents? Her, Liza Soberano, Manny Jacinto, Lea Salonga, Jokoy, Ameline Abelera,
Yeah.
Manny Jacinto, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it, like, obviously, these are very talented people who are, rising stars and have also made a name for themselves. So I think it's just probably a equation of luck that they're into it, and also I think our passion and personal, connection to this story. Obviously, they saw that as well, and like so many of us see the value of like, wow, again, representation, and like for stories to to be personal and to share the beauty of our culture was an easy for thing for them to connect to, and it's so meaningful when we show them things, when we show them the trailer, like uh, Joe Coy or like Liza or Gabby are tearing up just seeing that Filipino son, right?
Yeah. And talk about having Nathan Matthew
Yeah.
David as a composer.
Oh man, he's such a great partner to work with. So sweet
Yeah.
and so talented.
Yeah. Not just adding talent to the movie, but I say that he's a friend. Like he's just his personality. He's so warm and really has connected to us. Talk about a shorthand. The first time we've heard some of the score, it was like that is the sonic version of this story that we've always seen, and he has such an experience in traditional Filipino instrumentation. He studied it for many years, and then also is such a amazing composer. Here in the U.S. that he kind of pulls from contemporary and traditional, and then he's fusing it all together, making something quite
excited
original
for you
and
to
unique.
hear it. Yeah, and he actually just glad you brought it up because
Yeah.
he actually was telling us about like the first kind of recording session with these Filipino musicians that are working with the traditional instruments like the kulintang and all
Yes.
that. And he said that the musicians were so emotional that they, again, for the first time, they've never recorded their music for a feature film. And so again, to have again that door open for so many artists, to be a part of this industry is an amazing thing.
And talk about your trip to the Philippines when you did research.
Yes, yeah.
Research.
Research.
I researched Balut.
Yeah. I researched San Miguel. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it was so beautiful. We were just talking about I grew up on the Big Island of Hawaii in the '80s. That has nothing on the Palawan area of the Philippines. It was so gorgeous there. But more than anything, in terms of research, there's so much visually that influenced our film, but really the spirit of the Philippines was something we carried with us, that we go, this has to be in our film. And that a big part of that we've always said with this film is like, we want it to feel like it feels to be at a Filipino party. That I had these family friends growing up that they had 3 girls, the Ellas, and I was kind of their adopted son. That they would invite me to every party they had, and so the karaoke, the dancing, the food, but there was a feeling, if you're there, you're family, and that was something we felt in a huge way in the Philippines, and we have made sure we put that into the movie.
My family threw us like a big reunion party in Tondo, like in just the heart of Manila, and we were just like on the streets singing karaoke, and it was such an important thing to celebrate this with my family, creating this movie, and then also bring in my DreamWorks family there, and they made the banners, right? Like
Yeah.
the Mercado family welcomes DreamWorks, to Manila, and just talk about like being there and being part of the family, to have them be indoctrinated in like. Joel sang a song to his wife in the streets of Manila, and
In Tagalog?
Well,
not Tagalog, sang I swear in English, or all for one, but I told them like, tell her mahal kita. And
so I ended it with
and then my
Mahal Kita.
cousins were like, "Oh, he's speaking Tagalog." They gave him flowers. It was
yeah.
Valentine's, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone has flowers there, so they gave him flowers to give this wife. It's such a beautiful, again, uniting experience. Yeah.
Talking about Tagalog, and there were some Tagalog words spoken there in the film.
Yeah,
So talk
yeah.
about having your father comment about the proper way to say it.
Oh yeah, and it's so funny because like we know how I'm not fluent, but I know how complex the language is, and there's so many like iterations and interpretations of things to say, right? So it's so funny that you're talking about like when I was writing the script with Joel and asking my dad for advice in Tagalog, and even asking my mom, and it's so funny that even both of them Tagalog speakers arguing because like no, that's not how I see it. That means a different thing,
yeah.
right? Like so it was so interesting to kind of hear more about how beautiful and complex this language and this culture is, because it's open to so much interpretation, yet there's so much things that we relate to in terms of communicating with each other, right?
Talk about having her and Liza as the lead characters
yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah. Talk about some of the cast that have just brought this movie to another level. We can't picture anyone else for Joe and Risa, where it's like it was destined to be. Her is so perfect for the character of Joe, and Liza is so perfect for Risa, and they are so much like their characters. Where Risa is very astute and responsible, and Liza has the same kind of traits and she's so kind and sweet. And then Gabby is so like her character with Joe is, she's very free and fun and wild, and so there's a fun like contrast, but also there's something that just how genuine and real they have both been. When you see them on screen, their friendship feels real. Because there's a lot of friendships that you complement each other. You're not exactly the same, but you're there for each other, and they've brought that to the screen.
What was the challenges that you encountered in this movie? I feel like there are no challenges at all, and that you're just having fun.
I think
Yes.
always, always like the production schedule that you have to make this movie in a certain amount of time
And length.
and length, and that's the thing with such an original story and a huge world and new deep characters. We always want to tell so much. So the challenge is like we have a lot of story to tell. How much can fit in the time that we're given, And hopefully, if people connect to this, we have more stories to tell.
Right. And you were telling me about this a long time ago.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is your debut.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my debut.
Your
Yeah.
debut.
Talk about that.
Yeah. No, and again, we talk about how we're just so excited to
Yeah,
be here and
yeah.
to celebrate it with you, and then again, how surreal it is, right? Just like when we were talking with you and Ruben during the Puss in Boots, we're like we became friends, and we're like, just to say like, hey, we got a Filipino story.
Yeah.
You can't talk about it much, but we're working on something, and for now, today, to be here, talking to you about it, and being excited for it, seeing the trailer, oh man, it's
It's
a
surreal,
beautiful thing,
right?
yeah.
What lessons did you learn from this journey in making this movie?
That's a great
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
Because each movie has each movie is its own kind of Rubik's cube. It's like a challenge. You go, how do you crack this story? I think on this one, the lesson I learned is to listen. But so much of you think you know what the story is, but in particular with this movie being about the strong women that have inspired us. When we're writing, we're thinking about them and kind of listening to how they see the world, listening to, I think even just culturally, for me, has been learning a lot about the culture and really just kind of taking the moment to be there. But one of the beautiful things about filmmaking, animation, is it's a collaboration. And so everybody has a voice, every artist, every cast member, and really going, you as a human being, what do you think? And being able to bring that into the movie, it's made the movie so much more than just anything we would have come up with alone. It's really special.
We know how hard it is, to make something, to finish a movie. So to trust and rely on the people, and the community you're making it with. That is that's kind of what drives us. Like who knows if something is a success, but you have control of the people that you're surrounded by and the things that you do together. And that's something I've learned is, success or no success, that is a gift.
And about your friendship, how about your friendship? Did it get deeper?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
You're still talking to each other.
yeah. We're still talking to each other.
It
Yeah.
challenged our friendship in some really big ways.
I mean, we say like again, we've been working DreamWorks for over a decade. We've worked on movies together. We've drawn pandas fighting kung fu. We've drawn singing trolls. We've drawn a cat having a panic attack. We've been through it together, and to continue telling stories together is I'm living the dream right now.
Yeah, it's been like, and Jan, like it's one of those things that we've known each other for so long. There's so many things that are unsaid that this movie has actually provided us the opportunity to say them. And like telling Januel how meaningful his friendship was when I first started here at DreamWorks. It's one of those things that you think as friends, you're like, oh, they understand how important they are to me. But actually making a movie about memories and about how impactful, it's like, well, I can't not tell him.
Yeah.
And that's been another, just something that's actually made our friendship even deeper.
What's funny, Joel, is like I did find myself recently thinking like, do I tell Joel enough that I love him and appreciate him? And I don't think I do. I mean, I know you know, and we know, but even just hearing you say nice things, it's like, we should say this more to our friends,
You're not like married to each other.
Yeah.
Congratulations, more
appreciate
power
it.
to you, and looking
Yeah.
forward to your next project.
Thank you, Jan. I appreciate you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Look forward to sharing more with you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If you can say your name and then just spell it. We didn't write it down on our thing, but if you just spell it verbally,
Okay.
so the editors have it.
Janet Nepales, Nepales, GMA7. Yeah. Thank you.
Janet, let's grab a Polaroid here.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Go.